y'all, man? We back with another video, man. How you doing? Feel doing great today, man. Today we got terrifying moments caught on airports. Finna get into this video, man. Hopefully I got something to eat or something like that. Tell me what y'all eating though. What y'all eating on, man? Better be something that gonna energize you. I don't wanna see no nasty stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we finna get into the video, man, see what happens, man. Get into it. Do it.
Hey, bro. Activity. Airports connect people from all over the world. Amidst the chaos, the reunions, the goodbyes, and more, terrifying events are happening in between, and sometimes they're even caught on cam. From dangerous confrontations to near-miss catastrophes, this video should serve as a reminder that no matter how safe somewhere should be, you never really know what you might encounter. Make sure you watch to the end because we have clips you'll need to see to believe.
What the world?
Airplane Inferno escape.
Oh, nah, bro, he tripped.
When you're traveling, no one wants to run into a hitch. This one, however, starts us off strong. Like a scene out of a movie, an airplane comes into frame, skidding sideways into view. It's half engulfed in flames. The thing is, it's not just burning, it's burning and full of people. Slowly, the two escape slides roll out and people come streaming out of the plane. The flames show no sign of dying down, at least not on their own. The clip
whoever at the back, but it's over with for my
boy. Come rushing to the scene. They fight the fire valiantly, but slowly. It's amazing the plane doesn't explode on sight, given the fact that it's full of jet fuel. It seems to take a while to finally get under control. The teams try to salvage what they can from the obvious wreckage.
Bro, nobody play World of Tank, bro. Who plays the game, bro?
Sudden crash
landing. Play World of Tank, bro.
Over a gorge in Pokhara, these people probably didn't expect to catch a crash landing. The sky is blue, and this 72-seat passenger plane is landing whether or not anyone is ready for it. At least 40 people were seriously injured in the crash, as it came down over a popular tourist track. It comes down almost as quickly as the person catches it in the air, leaving wreckage in its wake. Emergency services come to the scene, scavenging the scene to find any survivors before it's too late.
Dang,
luggage stolen under their nose.
You never know what'll happen when you in the plane, bro.
The worst thing that most people deal with is the airport losing their luggage. But what if that luggage was stolen? People don't.
That is weird though. Like who steals somebody's luggage?
It's up to the people around them to not let someone take it.
After the lockdowns have ended and we start to travel a lot more, don't forget your common sense when you're traveling around.
A baggage claim seems like a simple thing. You wait for your items and head out. This man, however, had other ideas. He walks up to the bag in total confidence, pulling it off the conveyor belt and walking out.
That nigga weird, bro.
This clip found
why you even doing that, bro? You weird, bro.
This man had been targeting the space, walking right off with a bag that wasn't his because they couldn't catch him.
He is listed as being arrested in at least 20 different cases prior to this series of arrests.
Masks hide his face.
So he's been doing it. So he really a veteran. Like
they don't know who he really is. International luggage bandits. It does, however, happen more often than you'd think. No matter where in the world you are, people are always looking for ways to make a quick buck. This clip is from the Suvarnabhumi airport in Bangkok, Thailand. Patrick Collier, age 57, is caught on the CCTV as he confidently approaches the carousel and pulls off a high-end case. We can assume that he'd targeted the bag hoping to find something expensive that he could then turn around and sell. Airborne Inferno escape.
Dang, bro. So he just targeting the bag and looking inside that junk.
What about if your plane suddenly catches fire? These panicked travelers were faced with what some people might consider their absolutely worst nightmare.
First there was a clunk. After the clunk, the explosion, and then the plane stopped real fast and we all just started.
Flights alone can be stressful, but what if it happens right when you begin to roll off the tarmac? You're supposed to be in the air, but instead the whole plane has to come to an emergency stop and everyone needs to be evacuated before things get worse. These people couldn't have known that their trip would be interrupted in a fiery blaze, but of course if they had, we never would have seen such a terrifying sight. Maybe that would have been best. I won't be flying anytime soon. How about you?
Not flying nowhere, bro.
Extinguisher tantrum.
I would though, but
admittedly, the airport is a high-stress environment.
After watching this video,
you need to make sure you have everything in hand and don't lose track of anything. And then that's not even considering other.
What is she doing? Why is she walking around with fire
extinguishers? Was at her very limit. She walks confidently through the metal detector with a fire extinguisher in hand. She set it off into the air, blowing it around her and
It's
into
on
the
weird.
faces of
Why
the
she
TSA
doing that?
officers and others as they tried to subdue her. She was arrested after the incident, harming and injuring people in the process. The hope here is that someone with such wild neglect for the health and safety of other people would be subsequently banned from
She
future
just
trips on the
spraying niggas,
airline.
bro.
But Karens rarely ever get
What she got
properly
going
paid
on,
back for their
man?
bad behavior, do they? Nairobi,
Yeah,
no
Karen,
fly zone.
Karens always get off easily, boy. You
What if
don't
it's
get
not the
Karens,
plane
yeah.
endangering you, but the airport itself? Imagine you're running late, only to see your cab pull up to a massive pillar of fire. The Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi was forced to close down. This raw footage shows the size and scope of those vast flames and the massive damages sustained in the aftermath. Emergency services were able to put out the flames, but truthfully, the damage was well done. The fire is said to have originated in the international departures section.
So
spreading
was anybody
rapidly
hurt in
across
this
the
one?
instant
Like, was anybody
international
in there?
arrivals. A roof collapsed and the initial efforts were hampered by typical heavy traffic in the area. Firefighters were at first forced to use buckets to try and put out the flames. Eventually,
Buckets?
groups including private
Dang,
companies
the whole-
and the
oh, yeah,
Kenyan
they
Army
over with.
came. It took 6 hours from
The
a
whole
start time of
airport, boy,
4:30
that's all
a.m.
over
to
with.
10:30 a.m. before the on-scene officials could claim it had been contained. Amongst the panic after the blaze, local businesses claimed to be missing things, and various reports that first responders had chosen to
John
loot
burnt
those
up. Nah, boy,
businesses
you
rather
ain't
than
getting
fight
that
the
back.
flames. The story
ain't
is
lying,
almost
you
more
ain't getting that
outrageous
back.
and disturbing than the video itself. Race to the flames.
Race to the flames.
You might not want to be on an airport tarmac for plenty of reasons, but have you considered a fire? These first responders were on the scene as they chased down an AA-383 engine fire at O'Hara Airport. Unfortunately for them in the airport, it was pretty far out there. The vehicles speed down the tarmac, hoping to reach their destination as soon as possible. But
You
there's
don't look
only
like
so
they're
much
going
you
that
can
fast,
do.
though.
Twists and turns eventually get them to where they need to go, but every second they spend driving is a second, and the engines continue to burn. There's always a risk of massive damage or explosions in these cases, given the jet fuel could ignite and cause a much bigger problem. Eventually they do make it there, and it takes several trucks pouring gallons and gallons of water on the scene to finally get the control of the blaze. To imagine something so highly
That's not
engineered
crazy.
can go so wrong so fast, terrifying. Dangerously incumbent weather.
I thought it was raining, boy.
Even worse, what if the problem wasn't technical? No matter how highly engineered the machinery is, some forces of nature
Dang,
are
that's
not to
on.
be messed with.
That's a man.
Hundreds of liftoffs.
It meant now the wind was blowing real bad, bro.
To ruin the lot. Storm
Hey, no
Eberhard,
way.
a hurricane in Germany, had wind going as high as wind force 12, meaning more than 20 planes had to abort their landings to get to safety. The planes swerve, stop, restart.
I know
and
flying a
generally
plane
fly
be so hard,
erratically
bro.
Due to the terrifying
I
high
can't
wind
do that.
force.
I couldn't fly
Even
no
ones that
plane,
land
bro.
aren't
I'd have been
stable,
crashed,
wobbling
man.
and skidding across the ground or going sideways as they go.
I'd have been on one of these
Unfortunately, pilots
videos.
can't control the weather.
Terrifying
All they can
plane
do is get
crashes.
back on the
Oh,
earth
that-
or into the air and keep their passengers safe. POV, emergency landing. The last place you want to be during an emergency landing is inside the plane. Most people never experience such a thing, but Cathay Pacific Flight 884 was a terrifying experience that most people would describe as nothing short of traumatic. This man, Ethan Williams, filmed the terrible moments as he realized his plane needed to make an emergency landing in Alaska rather than continuing on to their destination.
Okay, so I'm not sure what's happening, but there's something going on this flight. All the flight attendants are running around like crazy.
There was a possibility of a water landing, though it was unclear what was going on.
What's going on, though?
When you hear him face, put your hands on the leg, the back, and the back.
Eventually, they landed on a military base, avoiding the terrifying possibility and getting everyone to safety as quickly as they could.
I've lost 97
That
pounds.
is on crazy, though.
I have lost.
Okay, well, how many pounds y'all lost, boy?
Casual footage of hijacker. We think of airports as very safe places, especially given the way security
Very
measures have
safe
changed
places.
in the recent years. This footage is proof, though, that mistakes happen. No matter how thorough airport security might be in one place, doesn't mean they don't have off days. In fact, this footage showcases that even the most highly trained can make massive, terrifying mistakes. The video was released showing surveillance of an Egyptian man suspected of hijacking an Egypt airplane. His actions forced the landing of the aircraft on the southern coast of Cyprus. Unfortunately, no one catches him or stops him because
Right?
Imperial
And like you don't
wasn't
hear
supposed to
people
threat,
hijacking
despite
airplanes
being
like
very
that.
much just
Except for
that.
like back in 2000.
Caught with forgotten loaded gun. Airports are extra safe for a reason. This TSA checkpoint caught precisely what they were there for. His carry-on showed the absolute worst-case scenario on the monitor.
Sir, we're gonna walk out of the checkpoint and into our office right here where you may have a seat, okay?
It was a loaded handgun hidden away. The man is stopped and the TSA agents come into view as the sheriff comes in to inspect the loaded weapon. He claims to have forgotten about his gun, but the officers can't take the man's word for it when things are this dangerous.
What happened?
I grabbed the wrong bag. That's all. Totally grabbed the wrong bag.
I mean, you can't,
Until Monday.
you really can't really take his word for it, but you can at the same time. Because you don't know what he's intent was.
That's all it is.
Unhinged
You know if he's telling the
tarmac
truth or he just
exhibitionist.
got caught and now he got to double back.
Disturbing, terrifying, and downright upsetting can happen in all shapes and forms.
The police have been notified. The entire Atlanta airport is shut down right now until they come out here and secure this guy. Wow. We'll keep you updated.
What are you
This
doing?
man, stripped down to just his boxers, was the subject of this video, as he seems to have gotten past all forms of security.
What is he doing? What the?
He walks bare primarily on the tarmac, trying to break into a plane. Authorities come racing down to catch him before he can hurt himself or others, but not
Boy, got
soon
some
enough.
loophole. Dang, they got like
Officers began
10
filming
police
him as he
officers.
ran around wildly, clearly having suffered
ain't
some
playing
sort of
with
mental
this.
break. A dozen or so
They
police
trying to get
cars
in
come
and
to the
come.
scene, surging in on the man, and one officer tackles him to the ground.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck as we sort through this, apparently that individual approached the aircraft from the outside and tried to gain entrance to the aircraft. We are surrounded by law enforcement right now.
He's subdued by forces quite quickly and seemingly easily,
I mean, he
but no
tripping,
matter how
man.
fast it was handled,
I don't
it's
know what he
certainly
on.
not something these
I don't know what he
passengers
was
will
on,
forget
bro.
anytime soon. Lightning fast
Then
carjacking.
they had bosses on too. Like, what you doing?
When you've traveled all the way to your destination, you're tired, exhausted even. People might not notice everything around them or even let their guard down just a little bit. These security cameras caught the
bro.
moment a suspect stole a car at the Sky Harbor Airport, only to have also stolen a 5-year-old boy along with it. A man sneaks into the side of the minivan with
Nah,
the
that
owner
is
standing
bad though.
outside.
Like, imagine somebody steal your car, your son or your daughter, and it's he got it right now. He gonna have to die though like this. Unless the baby good, bro, he ain't been harmed. He gonna have to pass.
He
bro.
moves so
gonna have
quickly that the couple doesn't notice his actions until it's just a little too late. She runs into the street after her car, presumably after her child. Luckily, as he peels out, officers are on the scene as quickly as possible. They apprehend the
That's
man from the
good,
front
though.
seat and promptly retrieve the child before any additional harm could be done. It's easy to say what you might have done, but not all of us have a lightning-fast reaction time. It's really impossible to know. Before the last
If the
clip,
police
since you've
one
watched until
right
this
there, boy,
point,
he
why don't you
gone.
consider subscribing to the channel? We upload 2 new creepy, disturbing, and downright scary videos every week, so stay up to date with our latest releases by getting those post notifications.
They yanking, and they got the car
We
with
have more for
guys.
you on the channel, so you don't want to miss a single one. Drunk man goes for a ride. Some people's behaviors are beyond understanding. The airport might be high stress, but this drunk Russian
And this
man
joint
sure
crazy,
let
though.
off the drink just a little bit.
He hopped
The
inside
luggage belt was the last place
luggage thing.
and it was made clear he wouldn't be the one winning this fight.
Like, what is
The
he
belt
doing,
continues to
bro?
move no matter how he tries to avoid it. It sends him crashing down, holding on for dear life as he tries not to be carried off. Unfortunately, or maybe this is for the best, he does succumb to the non-stop movement. At least before he seriously hurts himself somehow.
I don't know, bro. It's weird, bro. Dang. Yeah, bro. That was airport. I might say airport. Crazy airport moments caught on camera, bro. It's crazy, man. I don't really know what to say because people just on there be doing anything, bro. He hopping inside where the luggage go. Like, what are you doing? Hopefully y'all like video, man. Like I said in all of my videos. Hopefully y'all don't end up on these videos. But man, I hope y'all just do what y'all want to do with y'all life. And just live life. See y'all tomorrow, man. Have a good night.